Here is a quick overview of all the different components of the course website. So consider this sort of a guided tour through the site. Here we are on the home page of the course website. Again, the address is radford-edtech.weebly.com. That's a place you're going to be navigating to a lot this semester. So one thing you'll notice on the homepage is that for the week, this is week 1, there is a listing of all the activities and assignments. And often, though not every week, I'll have a brief introduction video as well. So that's on the homepage. And if there are, for each new week, if you hover over the home, there will be, last week's homepage will be listed here as well. So that's how you can access previous ones if you need some information from a previous week. Now, what I did put under the home button right now is the introduction for this course. And that also includes the video that you're watching right now. So I'm not sure how that's all working out, what kind of magic is going on that you're watching this and I'm recording it, but let's not overthink that one. The next main menu option is information that would typically be presented in a course syllabus. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time right now sort of elaborating on that information. I also include a link on the homepage back here where you can download a paper copy of the syllabus. So first of all, I'll go to the general information. I have a little bit of information about me and where I where I came from. I have my Vita here, information about the office hours. As I mentioned earlier or in the intro video, I'm available by appointment. So, and I can meet with you pretty much anytime you want. So I've got information about the course overview, and here's the big picture of the course. You're going to be seeing that a lot throughout the course. There's no text. The grading, I do grade with the sort of A minus, B plus schedule, and you can look at what that is there. I've got information about the assignments. The late work policy, generally, you need to, they're due usually on Mondays. And if they're not received after the due date, most assignments are worth 10 points, and if they're not received after the due date, you'll earn a 0 on that. But notice that know that your lowest 10-point project score will be dropped. So if you miss one or you're getting behind, you can always just not do one. And there again is a link to the course syllabus file on the syllabus page. One of the most important pieces of information on the syllabus is the course calendar. That's on a separate page. This may be updated throughout the course, so I will draw attention to that if it happens. But this is a very important page because it will help keep you organized by listing what's due and also the things that you have to do. So you'll notice for this week, week 1, what's due on Sunday is you need to develop your Google website shell, and also you need to complete the My Course Big Picture project. So, and I'll show you where that can be, information about that can be found. So that's the calendar. And then finally, I list the course objectives on this page, and you're going to be using this in the very first course big picture assignment that you have. So you'll read through that and you'll get a better idea of what the course is all about. So whenever there's a new project presented, it will be presented, a new menu item will pop up here, and it'll be organized by what type of project it is. So this week you're doing the Google website that you're developing, and there are actually 3 pages associated with that. I'll take you to that in just a moment. Then there's a project in your Me and My Students section of your website that is called the My Course Big Picture project. And so you'll click on that and that will give you information. Here's what a typical project looks like. I've got a video up front, some more of that graphic that will still need to be cleaned up. And I tell you what you need to do, and then I give you the evaluation, like how it's going to be evaluated. So This one is a very small project. It's only worth 5 points, not the typical 10. And this one is, everybody needs to do this one because it's too important. Let's review. So that's where the projects will be located. I'll also have links to them from the homepage for that week. Then there's the library, and I will be referencing some of these pages as we go throughout the class. I just want to start by going to the first page, the notes page, and just point out the fact that I do have some notes that I'll be referencing in this class. You don't have to study them with the idea of being tested. It's just that I reference them regularly. So here it is the note file that you can download and use as a reference when we go throughout the course. There's also some other things that I'll be referencing, and I'll just tell you, you can find that on the notes page. And again, there are other pages with some information that will be addressed later in a later project. Okay, there's a page called Students, and this week you're going to submit a simple form that will populate this spreadsheet, and that will provide a link for me to your Google site for the class. I'll show you where that form is in just a second. And finally, if you do need to access D2L, you can click on this button over here on the far right. Again, the only thing that we'll be using D2L for is as a grade book, because everything that you're going to be presenting in the class in terms of project completions is going to be done and posted in your website. So that's important. Now let's just quickly go over the projects for this week. As I said, there's 2: making the website and then completing the My Course Big Picture document. As far as the website goes, I've got an introduction to the website and what the structure is here. I then have I then have information, step-by-step guide on how to create your website shell. So you're going to do that. Shouldn't take too long. This website shell is worth 20 points, but I'm not going to be grading it until later in the semester because, I will be identifying it as needing to be graded by the end of week 1. But this is, there are things you're going to add to it, and I can't give you a final grade until you've started to populate it with stuff. When you're done, you're going to actually submit your website address to me. So here it is. Here's the form. Again, I went to the Google Sites website and I went to submit Google Sites address. You'll just put your first name, second name, tell me which section of this class you're in, and then give me, submit your URL to your Google site. And that's it. So that is an overview, a quick overview of the website. Play around with the website though. The more you do, the more you'll figure out how the whole thing is going to operate.